Many Americans are getting letters in the mail from the IRS alerting them to the amount of their refund checks thanks to the recent tax relief legislation. And the good news has them flocking to the agency's website. According to Nielsen Net Ratings, traffic to irs.gov shot up, get this, 188% to more than 1 million unique visitors. That made it the fastest growing domain for the week ending July 22nd. Joining us today to talk about this phenomenon is T.S. Kelly. He's Director of Internet Media Strategies at Net Ratings. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
This is pretty surprising. Most people would think that the irs.gov website would be getting major hits. I don't know, around tax season, March, April. This is pretty extraordinary.
Actually, we see usually the traffic building in February. A lot of people
are already thinking tax season.
That's right, tax season, February, March, and then peaking in those same months. The reason why we see the traffic is obvious. The checks are starting to go in the mail, and the letters are going in the mail. And you would think if all that information is a letter, why would they want to go to that site? But not everybody's getting those letters at the same time, so everyone wants to know, am I getting a letter? Am I getting a check?
Not a shroud of secrecy, but there's been a lot of confusion. Am I even getting one? How much is it going to be? When is it going to arrive? I got my letter, and I didn't realize the letter would come. I thought it was the check. Tore it open, and it's just the letter saying when I would get the check. So they're looking for confirmation.
Word of mouth. Everybody's looking to get some more information because their friends have it. Exactly. I didn't get my letter yet, so that's another good reason. A lot of people are still wondering what it's all about.
And the big question for a lot of folks is, why am I not getting one?
That's right.
Right. Well, we know that you know, a lot more websites in terms of the government are being useful resources. Are you seeing more traffic to government websites now than more so than we have before?
Almost definitely. What's funny here is that many people don't know that the United States government is one of the biggest publishers, if not the greatest or biggest publisher in the world. You don't see them on the New York Times bestseller list, right. But that 1040 is a big publication, that 1040 tax form, and there are millions of other publications that the U.S. government puts out to all different agencies and groups, etc. All that content is beginning to port itself onto the web in a big way. So you think about all the different agencies, the post office, the NASA, actually, DMV, government local sites as well. So, matter of fact, 27 million people went in just the home and work combined went to government and nonprofit sites in June alone.
Say that number one more time.
27 million.
My goodness. Now they're probably getting more hits to their sites than a lot of commercial sites.
As a matter of fact, if you look down the list, I've got like lots of numbers here, but the IRS site alone was in June at 2.3 million. The weather site, the U.S. Mint, the United States Postal Service is a great site. You can buy your stamps online now. They mail them to you, which is kind of an interesting concept.
Well, let's take a look at a photo that you actually have. I think we have an image of it up. You have an interesting photo on the website. Oh, actually, the IRS has a funny photo up on the website right now. What does it say? I'm not sure I'm able to read it. Let's see. It says, "Jeepers, this is a lifesaver." I mean, that's just a testament right there. Are more sites going to be coming up, do you think? In terms of the government, or do you think there's more municipalities will be getting involved?
Well, when you even look at these numbers, the IRS site actually, as you mentioned, after a certain point in time, April, and in this case, as late as June now, have a tendency to disappear off the map. The weather site does really well during the winter months because everyone wants to know about the climate changes, etc. So some of the sites have a tendency to ebb and flow.
Ebb and flow.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at these numbers, military sites do well. People want to know about recruitment. Right now, with a lot of questions to job security, etc., people want to know what are some of the jobs out there, even with government agencies as well. So we see a lot of job sites, U.S. job sites, getting a lot of traffic as well. So matter of fact, the census site has this interesting population clock, and lets you go. You can find out right now there's like
population is right now
284 million as of 9 a.m. this morning Eastern time, and that's 6.1 billion. And they have a little clock for that.
Well, I imagine this is going to help an agency like the IRS that is usually, you know, kind of inaccessible to a lot of Americans. This is going to help their image a little bit.
Almost definitely. When you think of the IRS, you think of this giant monstrosity of an organization, and all they're there for is to take your money, and you don't know what it's for. This obviously gives them a little better image, and most of the other agencies have the same opportunity with these sites.
We've run out of time. T.S., it's always nice to have you on the show.
You as well.
T.S. Kelly is from Net Ratings. Thanks for joining us.